Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the 100 Duplicant Challenge. In the previous episode we hooked up the metal refinery. So far it seems to be working out. I had to increase the amount of metal tiles I have hanging around here in order to more adequately cool down the liquid. But now it seems to be working, and as we are approaching the 10 degrees mark, the door is opening, allowing more of the liquid to pass through and therefore also to go back into the metal refinery. I queued up a whole bunch of commands, so this is not of our concern right now anymore. What I would like to see rather is a second duplicant going to the second planetoid. Currently, I only have a builder and digger over here, so we did not have any problems with the terrain, but the duplicants that I want to leave over here permanently should be another one. Similar to the likes of the dreamers, they will not have much to do. I would like to take a duplicant with some experience, such as number 66 here. They can do a little bit of construction and machinery, have a decent athletic skill, and quite a bit of strength. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. We're gonna send over number 66 through the teleporter. Let's try to find this guy, number 66. You're gonna take that teleporter. Now, let's have a brief look over here. We might want to add a little bit more infrastructure to accommodate two duplicants. In the meantime, we can also already see I got one full load of coal. We're probably gonna send over some more. Did somebody activate the teleporter unit? Yeah, I think so. What we still have to do is activate it on the other side right here, and this is where we need to break through here. But I first kind of wanted to drain the water because it would get in the way. So let's add a couple more ladders here, get rid of the terrain, and then number 66 can help with that. Here it is. Let's do it. Teleporting over, and 11 builder will have some company. See ya on the other side. You're gonna do a good job. You're never gonna see your colony again, by the way. Ready to get working, hopefully. Right? No, first catching their breath, but now they get to work. Okay, very nice. So now we already have two duplicants over here. This is good. And number 69 earned a skill point. We can now go towards suit sustainability training, getting +2 athletics. Very nice. There's actually one small issue I have when it comes to gas distribution, because I have some oxygen accumulating here. The carbon dioxide from the entire base doesn't make it over there. So I decided to install a little supplementary pump in order to get some of the carbon dioxide downstairs. Right now it isn't pumping, but if we just activate this, it doesn't really do anything other than circulating the gases a little bit better. I tried to do it with airflow tiles and such, but it wouldn't work. Now we have two people suffocating, and that usually is a sign that they trapped themselves. So now one way to fix that would be to take away these two guys. Yeah, we just have to speed these two up, and then they should be able to move up again if I don't allow them to destroy anything else. Come on guys, get out of there. It is time. Go, 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 go. 85? Are you serious? You're in a death trap. Get out of there. This is so ridiculous sometimes. I really wish they wouldn't be this stupid. No, 20 supplier. What are you doing? This is a death trap. I don't get it. They just want to get trapped. This is so annoying sometimes, let me tell you. Especially with 100 duplicants if they just behave so stupidly. And, oh no, where's this brine coming from? Let me see. Brine? Do we have some brine leakage? No, not really. Yeah, but we gotta mop that up as quickly as possible. Probably just coming from here, from the pockets that I had stored. But if I mop this up quick enough, then we should be good. Yeah, there we go. Everyone is helping. I need to be more careful with priority 9 commands. Jeez. And now that we are 2 people on the second planetoid, things are going a little bit quicker. As soon as we drained the water here a little bit, and I'm not gonna flood the teleporter, I'm gonna open this up, and then we can get the second world started in terms of getting materials over. It's a little bit annoying that the teleporter is this high up, because that means we will have to set up a whole bunch of pipes. So I guess it really wouldn't be the worst. We could even use this pump here that is already installed for us, and then we just move along here, maybe move over, and then move along this ladder, and then over here, and we're already there. So that means my goal would be to drain all the water in here, and then we're just gonna pump everything up that we are gathering. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable solution. Then all I have to make sure is that we also power this up. And I'm just gonna drag a wire from our power setup all the way to the pump. I noticed that slowly and surely we are running out of algae once again, so I figured it's now time for an algae distiller. We still have plenty of slime, we don't need that much algae anymore. I think just 2 of these distillers are gonna be enough to get what I want from them. The question is, can we hook them up here? And I think so. This should be possible because theoretically we don't use all the machines at the same time. And then this is gonna create some polluted water that we can just dump right here, honestly. Where's this gonna go? Here. But I want it to be dumped a little further over. No, wait. Right here is actually fine. This is gonna drop where I want it to. Okay, so we have power, we have the algae, and the polluted water is a product. So that was actually rather easy to take care of. The somnium synthesizer at the moment seems to be working constantly, except for the fact that I don't feed it enough oxygen at this point. Okay, so what is more important, oxygen in the base or maximum aptitude? And I would suggest maximum aptitude. So I think what I'm gonna do here is if we connect these together, it will have the tendency to go down, so that's not good. However, what I could do, for instance, is add a little bridge and connect these together. So in the future, the 2 lines here are going to be combined, and as long as I don't have enough oxygen right there, it will prioritize the somnium synthesizer. In the meantime, on the second planetoid, I attempt to break through here. I think I even sped this up. Yeah, so the next time my guy here, the builder, isn't in his downtime, he should open it up. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is happening right now. Very good. And this is why I need to leave the 11 builder on the planetoid for a while until I'm sure I don't need to dig up any more of the abyssalite. Good. It looks like slowly but surely I'm getting more issues here with the body temperature. We are nearly at the 30 degrees or a little bit over in some spots, and that is not good. I think one way I could solve that issue is by bringing the cold air that we have. Let me actually go over here, and we are going to bring it over there. So half of it is going to be released at the beginning and half of it is going to be released at the end. And because this is coming in at 0 degrees or so, we should be able to counteract those heat issues slightly, and we can even take this further and kind of divide it into 3 groups, and we'll see whether or not that helps. I'm still not using up enough of the hydrogen, so I figured it is time to switch some of our power systems. I already went ahead and hooked up this power line here instead of the hamster wheel setup that we had, but now we are slowly going over the potential load. So my suggestion would be to exchange these 2 coal generators here with hydrogen generators as well. We can easily do that. Just set up one here, I guess, and then one on the other side. And of course, we gotta hook that up to our automation wire. All I need to do then is bring over some of the hydrogen that we have too much of, and then we are just gonna lead this through bridges. So we can easily move over here and then down into the actual hydrogen generator. In the meantime, on the second planetoid, we're also making progress, but I realized we need a researcher in order to actually activate the teleporter. That is quite unfortunate. I mean, we could just use a skill scrubber, honestly, but I think I will be sending over at least a researcher in order to activate this and then bring them back again. We need to keep those 2 duplicants in here in this world for a few more cycles, so until then the teleporter is ready again. But right now we still have to wait for a cycle or 2 in order for this to have recharged, and then we can send over our science dupe. Look at this. This is so funny. They started cooking at exactly the same time here, even the 4th one, but he just bailed. Yeah, guys, I feel like for the first time we're not struggling with the food, especially the ranches. They helped out quite a bit, I have to say. This has been such a saver. The plants alone, of course, don't suffice, and I feel like the mush bars can soon be a thing of the past. Also, it starts to look better in terms of oxygen. I'm trying to push down the carbon dioxide, and it is already much better looking, especially the carbon dioxide gets thinner and it's just being pumped down here. We now have our 2 hydrogen generators, though one doesn't seem to be hooked up just yet. We can fix that easily. And then hopefully we'll be able to use up enough of the extra hydrogen in order to keep the SPAM going. At the moment, the metal refinery is still doing its job quite phenomenally, and the rock crusher is helping out a little bit. On the second planetoid, we have almost everything prepared. I'm now just taking care of the power system, and we'll have to send over a little bit of refined copper, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, we are doing pretty good. Let's check the teleporter. It's ready. 73%, not quite there yet. However, another thing that I noticed is we now managed to keep the somnium synthesizer always around 1000 seconds, so that seems to be working out, and also this gas reservoir is full, which means essentially I can now use the oxygen for other stuff as well. Alrighty, looks like my teleporter is ready. I found another algae pocket that I totally ignored. If I just take my first researcher, they got the field research necessary in order to activate the teleporter. So let's find this guy, researcher. You are gonna teleport over and finally let us gain access to the resources of the second planetoid. Now I think I want to extend this oxygen pipe a little bit and allow the duplicants to breathe a little bit better down in the cellar. And also for this one, I think I'm just gonna allow it to go into both slots. There is my researcher ready to teleport. Let's not let him wait too long. What are you doing first? Going to change setting. Okay, that sounds like the thing that I want him to do. Oh yes, thank you so much. Finally, we'll be able to receive some coal, and later I'm gonna send over a little bit of refined copper as well. Oh, and before I forget, I had a huge harvest of a lot of plants. My people were cooking up stuff all the time. Look at that. We now have 85,000 kilocalories left over. This is an absolutely incredible number for me. Well, not usually. I'm used to 1,000,000 kilocalories, but this in this world is just absolutely phenomenal. I love it. This isn't gonna last for very long, just a couple of cycles. It was an influx of harvest, and of course, right now I'm changing the distribution of my gases, which results in too little pressure inside the base. This means it's time to deactivate this pump. I want to allow the pressure to accumulate a little bit and then allow the oxygen to push down. So maybe let's also finally add some airflow tiles here, help the airflow with that task. Looks like my researcher's done activating the machine, and sure enough, we are receiving our first coal. Now we only need to wait for the activation of the supply teleporter as well. Oh man, these animations just get me every time. Look at that. He's so content activating the machine. Good. Now with the teleporter activated, all we need to do is activate the pump. Why isn't it powered yet? Oh, of course. We have to make our way down here first in order to reach these cables. Either way, we're now ready to send our researcher back. We then need to wait for this to recharge before we can send the builder back, but let's do the researcher first. It looks like I still have too much hydrogen. We might even be able to use that for all of our power systems, so my duplicants don't even have to use the manual generators any longer. The problem is they are 3 high, so they cannot directly be replaced. But what I could do is maybe exchange these 2 research devices. I could then at least replace 2 of the hamster wheels here in exchange for 1 hydrogen generator. Who is suffocating? Yeah, here in the cellar it doesn't really look good in terms of breathability. Yeah, I think I need to put back my oxygen diffuser. The atmosphere here is just too thin. This shouldn't be too much of a hassle since I have the power already available here, and we now had some more algae for the diffuser. Good. I'm gonna disallow manual use for the conveyor loader just to get rid of the rest of the coal, and then we're gonna switch over to refined copper. 71 supplier took on the task and is now bringing over some refined copper, and 58 cook apparently as well. And as soon as we delivered over enough, I'm gonna stop this madness again. Okay, looks like we filled it up pretty good. Disallow manual use, and let's go over in order to check this out. It should be arriving right here, and therefore we have enough materials to build this, right? Oh, I did actually not notice. Right now we are wasting our precious coal just using the coal generators without actually stopping them. So that of course is a huge waste. Okay, looks like we did it. Just gonna set the battery settings to something reasonable, and then we can enable the coal generators again. Let's send over a little bit more coal. 4 tons is a little bit on the thin side, but then we can focus on building the rest of the cables here, and we can pump all of our liquids over to the main planetoid to begin with. I'm gonna move my storage dispensers down here and then move my hydrogen generators upstairs. This way I can kind of fix the distribution there. Well, I totally missed that we are now running the polluted water. That is good. Let's see where we are receiving it. It would be on this end. So all we have to do is run this over and then let it drop right here. And this is then gonna contribute to the system I already have going on. Since this is gonna be quite a bit of water, let's just go ahead and close this off here. But yeah, this is just gonna be the first type of material that we are shipping over. Next up, I want to go for just a little bit of oil in order to get the plastic for a bunch of contraptions. That's all we need. I'm not gonna get into transit tube and all of that shebang. We are now halfway through the challenge and we're getting more and more stable. Except the pressure is still a little bit of an issue. That's why I lowered the sensors a tiny bit here to 500 grams and 750 grams. I might be able to lower it even more, but this also means we're now using more water. So we kind of have to keep that in mind. But yeah, this might help us with the pressure and the temperature. If not, we have to go through other measures in order to get the temperature down. Maybe use the brine, just run it through. I mean, this would be fairly easy to accomplish. We just take some igneous rock and then bring it all the way to here. And then we run through with a couple of radiant pipes. Let's just use iron. Maybe this is even a little bit too much. I'm just gonna use radiant pipes here wherever we have the airflow task, I think. And then for the rest, I use insulated igneous rock pipes. And then we just bring this back. Should we go below? Probably above, something along these lines. Bring this all the way back so that we then can release it somewhere here back into the pool. So that should be fairly straightforward to then bring the temperature down to the correct spot. Yeah, it's at 30 degrees at the moment. This is not good. Even though it doesn't look this dramatic, but of course the oxygen diffuser doesn't help. It helps with the pressure, not with the temperature. Looks like we might want to cool down some of the cooking as well. But yeah, I would say with that out of the way and finally starting to ship materials over from the second planetoid, we're gonna wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye-bye.